today, but it was raining yesterday, and that means that I stayed in today because all the puddles from all the world were everywhere, and I couldn't go out today. Apparently, because I was actually supposed to go to Tolpuddle to commemorate the Tolpuddle in the puddles. There were puddles in Tolpuddle, but there wasn't supposed to be. It's supposed to be a lovely sunny day, and you could go there and commemorate the Tolpuddle martyrs and everything, and it was all going to be great. But unfortunately, the rain happened and they decided to cancel it, so didn't go. Which is probably just as well, because I would have had to get to Victoria Station at 8 o'clock in the morning, which means I would have had to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I didn't go to bed until after midnight, so it probably wouldn't have happened, and I probably would have gone, I can't get there, and missed the bus. But there wasn't a bus because they cancelled it. Hello, Stephanie. Yes, so Stephanie and Ollie. Who's in the house? Stephanie and Ollie are in the house. They said, shall we come upstairs? Hello, Philip. And take part, and I said, no, that will probably half the audience. And they said, oh, thank you very much. Do you mean our dancing would be that bad? They were going to do dancing, and I said, no, you are actually half the audience. So that is the problem. Hello, yes, blessings hello for everyone. Yes, so half the audience is in this house at this very moment. It's coming from the house. So yeah, so that was great. And Stephanie asked me what I was going to do and if I had plans, and I've never got plans. If I had plans, then it might be planned, and it isn't planned at all. It's not planned, not even a bit. I just found a wig cap on the floor, woohoo, which is good. That went missing for quite a while. It's one with a little hole in the top, so I can put wigs on everything, but I haven't got them in the room, so I'm not going to do that. But I could if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. Anyway, I'm going to put that down. So yes, so it's quite apposite that there was the Tolpuddle thing this weekend, even though I didn't go to it because it was cancelled. So it was cancelled. I'm going to say it was because it was solidarity with SAG-AFTRA not going to a union commemoration event in order to help the Writers Guild and SAG-AFTRA, who are also on strike. So I'm on strike from going to a union event. That doesn't make any sense at all, does it? So I was going to go there because the Tolpuddle martyrs were in the 19th century, early 19th century. They wanted to start some sort of organisation for the workers so that they would be protected, and so they could all get together and discuss wages and make sure they weren't being exploited. And for this, they were sent to Australia. They were transported to Australia. Yes, a free holiday. But it wasn't a holiday back in the day because they just used to send them over and they never came back again. And there was outrage in the land, and everyone was like, no, do not do this. And it's the beginning of all the union movements. So because of Tolpuddle, that's why we're not getting any TV and films. Now, there's a good thing, though, because people should stand up for their rights. Yeah. So I am a member of Equity, which is the British Actors Union, and we're not on strike because we can't be on strike because the way that things are in this country is a different thing altogether. So I probably shouldn't be talking about politics and everything, but we are in support of, obviously. But that does mean that there will be very few things on, and that serves the streamers right because they keep cancelling things that aren't good and taking them off and not giving people money like they should, and everyone is happy now that nobody is happy now, but everybody should be happy that we are gonna all get good things in the future because we must get rid of AI because it's exploiting everyone, and everybody is so sad that they can't do all the things that they've done. That sort of rhymes. Because in the past you could be paid for your creativity, but now you cannot because it is all on a computer. Computers have taken over. Anyway, I asked somebody in a tongue-in-cheek way, said, haha, if only ChatGPT could solve the writer's strike. And I said, I bet they could. So I actually typed into it, how ChatGPT could you make sure that the creative workers weren't being exploited, and that deep fakes weren't a problem, and that the whole writer's strike and the SAG-AFTRA strike could be solved and everything. And blow me if ChatGPT didn't come up with a huge manifesto of all the good things, negotiation and legislation, and making sure that people are properly compensated and that people's rights are properly taken into account, and that you need to negotiate, and everybody needs to be happy, and that you can't exploit people. So even ChatGPT, even AI itself knows that AI is not a good thing. So AI is eating itself. So you can see that. I put on our Facebook page. And it's like, well, you are right. So that, I think, as a tool, AI is good. As an actual creative thing. But if it's going to solve its own problems, then, you know, clear up after yourself, AI. Clear up after yourself. That's what I think. My mum's just said that her shopping's come. Hooray for the shopping. I did the shopping for her online. So that's one good thing about computers. But it's not AI that does the computer shopping. It's me. You need somebody to do it for you, don't you? And that's it. Yes, exactly. Strike. So you need people, and you need to make sure that people are paid properly so they don't starve in a garret, because that's not a good way. If people go, oh well, suffering, well, that's what gives you great art is suffering. It's like, no, that's what gives you scurvy and tuberculosis and all sorts of things like that. You don't want that. You don't want to starve in a garret. Good Lord, no. That's not a good thing. So, yeah. So, how do I know I'm not AI myself? It's a very good point. How do I not know? Well, the thing is, if I am, I'm advanced enough to be... so, even if AI was developed enough to need food and clothing and air and water and things that you have to pay for now, then AI should also be legislated for and protected in that situation. If we are indeed all AI, at this point, we need to have our rights protected, and there needs to be some sort of negotiation and everything, and that's what it is. Vitamin C, exactly. That's what you need. Vitamin C will solve AI. Yes, that's how we know that I'm not AI, apparently. Chaser said that I've got that vitamin C. Yes, exactly. I don't know what's going on in chat anymore, but it seems fair. It seems fair. So yes, we should all have solidarity for me and me. And AI knows that it is only a tool, and we are also tools of the oppressors. We should all get properly compensated fairly, and make sure that everybody can be creative, and that we should all probably have some sort of universal basic income. Yay! What a socialist I am! Ha ha ha! Yes, yes, but I think we should. Because at this moment, the only people that can create, other than people that have got AI on the computer, I created this thing, but you didn't. You just pressed start. It's very pretty, but it's lovely, but you can't eat AI. What? I don't know. Anyway, but the only people that really can make a living out of creativity are the people that don't need to make a living out of creativity, because they are dilettantes. They are rich and famous already. They are nepo babies, and all these people, they don't need anything. It's just like, this tiny elite. Bleh, bleh. We will have a revolution. Yes, and some lipstick. Look, I've got some lip gloss. Let's put some glips glossed. It's pink. What colour is that? Pink. Woo, pink lips. Woo, look at that. How pretty. That's how I know I'm not AI. Because if I was AI, then I could filter myself. Filter there. Glamour. And now I've put a filter on myself. Just by the power of my hands. Filter. That's how I know I'm not AI, because I look exactly the same as I did before. It hasn't helped me at all. If I was AI, I could just be a shapeshifter. Woohoo! Anyway, so that's fine. So this week, I've been mostly... What have I been doing? Oh, stuff for the free fringe. So that's going ahead and everything. Digital free fringe, but not AI free fringe. It's a different thing altogether. But people creating things digitally, using their minds and their usage and everything, and that you could do. Apparently the SAG-AFTRA people, they can still work. They can work on indie productions, and they can work on their own productions that they're not being exploited at. There's just a particular type of contract with all these streamers and all the film studios and executives that are exploiting people. But there's still ways to work. Yes, and also House of the Dragons is filming in Ireland, so that's on an equity contract, so they will be in breach of contract, so they have to keep filming. So there you go. I don't know why there's so many messages being held for review then, but if you're spamming me, stop spamming me, because it's annoying and I want to see real messages. So yes, that's what I've been doing this week. Nothing really, just going looking at videos of people going la la la, I've got a strike banner and I'm going to strike. That's mainly what's happened, because you can't watch any TV if there's no new TV. I have watched old TV, and that's another thing. Apparently influencers that are going to be used, because the people striking can't promote the things that they're in, like the Barbie movie and Oppenheimer and stuff like that. Oh, all right, Chase, but they're not showing up. But Oppenheimer and things like that, people were going to go for a double bill for that, and you can still go for that. But like the people that were like Florence Pugh and Robert Downey Jr. and some other people that were doing the Oppenheimer premiere in London walked out halfway through. Good on them, yes. And it's like, we're no more doing that. But then influencers apparently are going to be tricked, because if they're not members of SAG-AFTRA, right, and they want to be, if they do, they're going to be scabs. If they do like publicity for the Barbie movie and stuff like that, and get paid, then, and they can't ever join. So that's not good, is it? So they're going to be tricked, because what these studios think is that influencers are stupid enough that they're just going to work against their own interests and go, well, I want to be rich and famous. Maybe they are. I want to be rich and famous. Go on, exploit me, go on. And then they'll be thrown away. It's like, wow, we can make anyone famous. It's like, okay then. So I've just done myself out of it by going, oh, I can see your cunning plan. But I'm not the sort of influencer that they were looking for, so it's probably just as well. But they are going to try and exploit people. So don't fall for it. So there is apparently like a big pink TARDIS I don't know where it is, near Tower Bridge, which I was going to go and see and film and stuff. But apparently, if you go near it, you have to sign a contract saying that you're going to be used as publicity for the Barbie movie. So that sounds like some sort of strike-breaking nonsense to me. No, you can't get around it like that, so bow to that. Anyway, I'm going back to Wales next week for a couple of weeks, so Wales, there you go. Welsh dragon, do you like that? Yeah, I didn't make that, but I have made a Welsh dragon. I haven't got, yeah, I have made a Welsh. Look, that's my Welsh dragon. How much better is that? Not better. This is a real one, and this is my one. Anyway, I've got a one show only of that show, but it's now called The Welsh Connection, and it's updated for 2023. Yay! One night only, and it's going to be digital as well. I'm doing it in Edinburgh, but I'm also going to do it on this there screen. Yeah. So you can see it. You can see it. I don't know what it's going to be like. I did it in 2020 and during the whole lockdown Farrago thing. But the trouble was I tried to show it on a screen and people couldn't see what was going on. So I'm hoping it's going to show up slightly better this time. But it might not. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I can always keep on filming it until it comes right. But it might be slightly better. It might get an audience, but I'm not going to stress if I don't, because I'm still going to stream it at the same time if the technology goes right. That's the trouble with technology. That's the trouble with AI as well. It can all go horribly wrong. It can eat itself. I was just watching Black Mirror from ages ago. The one that was called Hated by the Nation. It's got to do with bees. Little AI bees that social media, they come and hurt people because of hashtags, and it's all very depressing. And I'm not going to tell you what happens in it, but I have told you what happens in it, but I'm going to tell you the ultimate what happens in it. But it's all like killer bees, only they are actually AI bees, because the bees are all gone in this future scenario. I was reading an article about not about AI, about Black Mirror, that every single Black Mirror is about an apocalypse that has happened, but the people in the actual episode don't realise that it's happened yet. So it's all some terrible stuff. Terrible things have happened and people haven't quite realised it yet. And that's the premise of Black Mirror, apparently. And there's a Black Mirror from the latest series that's all to do with AI and people being exploited and signing away their rights, which is called Joan is Awful, where, and apparently they were actually using real people to advertise that. Like, if you did hashtag Joan is Awful, then you would get on a billboard, and you wouldn't, like, if you put your own name on it, I can't remember, you put a picture and you made a sort of like AI mock-up of a poster with your name on it, and they'd actually put it on the real poster. I'm not sure that was whether it was actually just online or whether they actually did put it in a physical place. It was unclear. But anyway, the future. Ooh, like, and the whole, what was that thing? The thing with Jim Carrey, with the Truman Show. Yeah, the Truman Show. I've gone blank. The Truman Show. Look at that. Little fluffy balls. I do start to think, am I ADHD? Because I didn't think I was, but I'm increasingly of the mind that possibly there is some sort of thing going on that maybe I am. Anyway, so yeah, concentrate. Anyway, Joni's Awful is another thing that is all to do with this, and it's all very relevant. All things that you can see on the streaming services are exploiting everyone. I saw somebody post how much money they've made from Orange is the New Black. They they're in 40 episodes apparently out of 90, and they got $27. And I don't know whether that was for a month or for a year. But either way, that's not an awful lot for being in a big hit TV series that's still streaming every day. You can see it. You can see it hundreds of times. Focus. Don't tell me what to do. I am focused. This is in focus is as good as it's going to be. Don't tell me what to do, and don't call me a lady. I'm not a lady. Ah, I'm not a lady. Are you a lady? Who is a lady? Certainly not me. Is anyone a lady? Lady died, but she wasn't a lady. She was a princess, but not when she died. That's not very good. Too soon. Definitely too soon. Lady. Who's a lady? Somebody is a lady. Lady and Lady and the Tramp is a lady. But I am not a lady. I am not a lady. The only ladies are the ladies in... Even Time Ladies aren't ladies anymore because they are still Time Lords now. There is no such thing as a lady. Lady, lady, lady. Lady, lady, lady. Exactly, don't tell me what to do. Chase knows. Don't tell me what to do. That's another thing. I've just been trying to sort stuff out because I'm like doing things for other people for free. It's just like, don't volunteer to do things for other people for free because they will just go, yes, keep doing things for free. Keep doing things and I will stomp on your head and tell you that you'll have to love it. And I'm like... So I've been doing things and like posting things going, oh, here's a helpful thing. Here's something that should be good. And then they go, why have you done that? And you go, what? Because of this. Why you've got... And they're like, we're not talking. So I'm just like, sick of this. Stop doing this to me. I'm just trying to help you. Like, I don't think you should help people unless they want your help. But then when they do want your help, and you give them your help, and they're like, yeah, give me more help. I hate this. You're helping me wrong. You have to help me right. And you're trying to help, and this song is not the thing to do to make it right, to be honest. But you keep saying... So I keep going, no, I'm not. I'm done. I'm done. I've helped you all you want to be. It's like, I'm just trying to give you good information that will make your life easier. No, we want this other thing. People are so demanding. For free, for goodness sake. It's like, so, this is it. I'm trying to do good in the world. If you try to do, you try to do goo, you try to do good in the world, and all that happens is people go, no, not good enough, not what I wanted, not exactly what I wanted, demand, why haven't you done it right? So yeah, don't tell me what to do, exactly. Chase, it's alright, you don't have to let other people speak, it's fine. Have a little sit down, rest your fingers. And it's, yeah, so this is, yeah. Anyway, this week I've got a workshop coming up. I'm going to do a workshop with somebody who is actually a member of SAG-AFTRA, but is doing work that is allowed in that they are doing a special workshop for a sort of pro bono sort of work to help people to act when they're not acting. And my acting career is, interesting. It's like, interesting. Act for others, act for yourself. So I'm going to see what that's going to be up to, and then I'm going to just work towards my show. Anyway, I'm going back to Wales on Friday, and then on Saturday there's an event where they're going to unveil a statue of a local poet who unfortunately is not me, but it is a local poet that is no longer with us. So maybe they only give you statues when you're no longer with us. So maybe I should not jump the gun and go, oh, what about my statue? It's like, I'm not exactly famous. So I don't get a statue ever, probably, but certainly not for a while. I mean, this person is like a big local hero, but not that many people know about her, and she's going to have a statue in the park, and we're all going to go there and listen to her poems, and people are going to go, yeah, and there's going to be a lovely time in Pontypool Park. It's going to be lovely. Unfortunately, I've seen the weather forecast, and very much like today was cancelled, the whole toll puddle thing. I am very worried that the big Walken statue reveal, it's a wooden statue as well, it's like varnished and stuff, but I'm sure it's not going to melt in the rain. But it might slightly make it less lovely if people are getting rained on, unfortunately. Yes, everybody's very blessed. Blessed! Like, blessed is like, it's a strange thing to say to people. Oh, blessed. It's like slightly patronising, a little bit, just, anyway. Yeah, I agree too. Yes, you're all blessed. Everyone's blessed. Everyone's blessed. Ah, I'm blessed. You're blessed. We're all blessed! Ha 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 ha! That is a little bit of a paraphrase and not the quite words from Rocky Horror Picture Show, because it's I'm lucky, you're lucky, we're all lucky! Ha 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 ha! Something like that anyway. Paraphrasing. Yes. A paraphrase, a paraphrase, a parasol. That's what Ollie was saying today about a parasol. He's looking for a parasol. There's also an umbrella. So that's quite a thing that we should all bring in, because especially with global warming and the whole thing. A parasol that's also an umbrella is a splendid thing that we should all be encouraging people to carry around. Very sensible indeed. Of course, yes. So, yes, so you can use it for the wet weather, and you can use it for the dry weather, and you will not get the sunburn, and you will not get a wet hair, and you will not suffer, and you will not get sunburn, and you look very young. I suggested also that he should wear those little sunglasses and dress as a vampire. But he really wasn't into that situation. He wasn't into that look, really. That suggestion wasn't... Do I have Ajax in England? Ajax is as in like the drain cleaner. I don't know. Ajax might be something else, like off Mummy Dearest. Ajax off Mummy Dearest, I don't know. There's sort of a thing, a powder, like cleaner that you get. That's what Ajax. I don't know whether you can buy that anymore. You used to be able to buy it, but everything's changed names. Everything changes names, and there are things you can get over here that you can also get in America, but they've got different names. Like Snickers bar is over here. It used to be Marathon, and now it is Snickers, so that's the same. But a Mars bar over here is, I think, what you call a Milky Way over there, so it's a different thing. And something that we used to call Jif, which was also a drain cleaner, they changed to Sif when we joined the European Union, even though Sif sounds like a bit of a diseasey sort of thing, really, and I don't think it's a great thing to call a drain cleaner in English, just what it's called now. So, and there are, and like Walker's Crisps are what you would call Lay's Crisps. It's the same company, so it's just like... And Hershey's makes everything now. Cadbury's used to be a great British company, but is now owned by Hershey's. But fortunately, doesn't have Hershey's chocolate. And also, if you do get Hershey's chocolate in this country, it's a special formulation that doesn't taste quite as horribly like sick as the butyric acid. What's it called? Anyway, it's the sort of weird off butter, sort of nasty, sort of bleh, like baby sick taste that you've got in Hershey's chocolate. You can get Hershey's chocolate over here, which isn't anywhere near as horrible, because they're like, we're not going to put that nonsense in. Why would you do that? It's bizarre thing to put in chocolate. But eating Cadbury's chocolate, even for a long while, the European Union, when we were part of that, didn't want to let that be called chocolate. They wanted it to be called family chocolate, apparently. Although, thinking about it, maybe they never did that, because Boris Johnson, bless his heart, Boris Johnson made up an awful lot of nonsense about the EU when he was working as a journalist in Strasbourg because he thought it was funny. Like, he made up the nonsense about straight bananas and can't bake bananas anymore. He would just make up utter nonsense, really stupid stories, so everyone would go, Brussels, you can't make us do things. And probably, I mean, I don't like people making me do things, obviously, so imagine the whole nation going, don't make us do things, back off Brussels, blah, blah, blah. And they would believe all the nonsense, and that's the reason we're in the mess we are now. So maybe everyone should just go, step back, maybe it's not all true, maybe none of these things are true, and we should just go with it. Just like, let people tell us what to do. That'll probably be best. Pretend that I'm doing makeup. La la la, this is a paintbrush. Put paint on my face, that would be, I don't think so. Now, this is probably lead based. And that's what they used to do in Victorian and Elizabethan times and whatever. Like, la la la, look at this lovely lead-based paint I'm going to stick on my face. Don't I look lovely? And then your face would melt off like the tomb master. I don't know who the crypt keeper. The tomb master is not a thing. It might be. It isn't. But have I ever been to Spain? Spain, no. I have been to the south of France, and we were going, we went with my dad's school. They were on a school trip, and my dad brought us all, and we had a little caravan. And one day they were going to go to a water park in Spain, and I was like, yeah, that's so exciting. But I made the terrible mistake of going out in the sun without, I did have sunscreen, but I've got quite fair skin, so I got really sunburned and red, and I got sort of weird sun poisoning, I think it was. I just, or sunstroke. I don't know what it was, but I walked around and I was just like, and nobody believed me. Everyone was like, stop making a fuss. But I was like, and I had to stay in bed, and I didn't go to a water park in Spain, so I've never visited Spain. So that was a long answer for a short story, really. I haven't been to Spain, but I have been to France, and I've been to the top of Italy, because we went all the way through France and Belgium and Germany, I suppose, and various different places to go to Austria, and then we went for a day trip to Italy, I know, and then we went to a day trip to Germany, and that was fun. We went to see Oberammergau, but we didn't see the Passion Play because it was the wrong time of the year, and it was the wrong year, and or maybe it was the right time of the year. It was April. That probably is the right time of the year, but it was the wrong year, so they didn't do that. And then we went to Lake Koenigsee, which is a lovely, beautiful lake. And then we went down a salt mine. And then we went to the big castle, the New Schwanstein. I don't remember it is. Mad Ludwig's castle, anyway. And we went there, but the teachers had forgotten to say that we have to pay to get in, and we didn't have time. And we went there, and then we were going to go to, like, we were going to go back and go to the top of the mountain where, is it Berchtesgaden? Anyway, we didn't go to that because we wandered around too much and the teachers were angry with us, and then the weather changed. So that got cancelled too, so I haven't been there. So there's loads of places that I could have been, I didn't go. And I've also been to Vancouver and Florida and New York. So these are all the places, and Paris, all the places, and Fontainebleau, all the places I've been, and Edinburgh and Manchester, and all the places I've been, and Birmingham and London and Edinburgh, and it's raining, and also Belfast, yay! All the places I've been. I've probably been other places, but they're mainly the bigger places that I've been. Yay! So I've been some places, but not Spain, and not Portugal, and not anywhere else. That's entirely where I've been. The only places I've been. So it's like that's where I've been. Some places. So I don't know why you're asking for me to Spain. I should go to Spain. I've got a passport now. Yay! I got a new passport. So it's unfortunate. It's a blue passport, but it's actually not blue. It's like when people say boys in blue for the police, though it's really very dark and it's almost black. I mean, is this blue or is this black? It's the colour that police wear, and it's also the colour of the passport. So I don't know why it's not blue. It used to be sort of a cerise colour, not cerise, it's sort of burgundy. That was perfectly fine. What was wrong with that? Let's have the burgundy passports back. But it's not enough to get a bit. Don't get angry about it. There's no point. What state am I from? I'm from a complete state. Yes, I'm not from a state. I'm from Wales. Wales is not a state. It's a state of mind. Britain is a state of mind. What state are you from? I'm from Texas. I'm not from Texas. Do I sound like I'm from Texas? No. I'm not from Florida. I'm not from Wisconsin. I'm not from Florida again. Naming the states. There's loads of states. There's Hawaii and there's Canada. That's not a state. There's California and there's Washington State and there's Washington DC, which is not a state. And there's Seattle, which is in Washington but not in Washington DC, and that's very confusing. Very confusing indeed. And there's Oregon and there's Wyoming and there's South Dakota and North Dakota and New England, but not in England, so that's not in England. And there's New York State, and there's New Jersey, and there's some other states too. There's two, I was going to say Victoria, but that again is Canada. There are 2 Virginias, lovely Virginia, South Virginia and North Virginia, East Virginia and West Virginia, but there is no South and North. There's East Virginia, there's some Virginias, and there's some other stuff as well. West Virginia, Mountain Highway, Take Me Home, Country Road, and there's some other places too, like Boston, that's a city, Boston, and there's Ohio, and from other things. Some other states can apply. Singularly Virginia, lots of things. There's lots of places, yeah, lots and lots. Philadelphia is in Pennsylvania, which my dad, we're on Ancestry, has got like a big block of he says, these are people that you have genetic links with. And apparently Pennsylvania is one of them, because all the miners in Wales went to Pennsylvania, and off they went to Pennsylvania, and off they went. So that's why. Philly, yes. Philly in Pennsylvania and various other places, and Maryland, which looks like Maryland, very popular from the chicken, Maryland chicken and cookies, but it's Maryland. I know these things, yes. Do you love it when I sing and talk? It's just as well, because that's all I do. All right, so after naming some of the states but not all of the states, if I've missed your state out, I'm very sorry. Oklahoma and some others. Yeah, New Mexico and others, yeah. Have I ever been to East Anglia? I think I might have been to East Anglia, but only briefly. I've been some places, but not others. All right then, so I'm going to go now after failing to name all of the states, but name some of them. I've definitely named some of them. Nevada, that's another one, see? I know lots of states, but I can't remember them all in... Blessings, exactly. Anyway, I'm going to go now that I failed to mention all of the states, and none of them are where I'm from. So I will see you soon. Next week, I will be in Wales. Hey! Hawaii! I mentioned Hawaii very, very early on, Stephanie. You must have missed that. Alaska! She'll go of her own accord. Now, that's Jamaica, isn't it? Anyway, and that's not a state either, and neither is Puerto Rico, even though it should be, because it's very near. It's there. It may as well be, but it's not. Anyway, some other places too. Okay, I'm going now. After failing to name all the states, I'm going. See you soon. Bye-bye.